Let me break it down to you as quickly as I can and as simply as I can. David Ortiz, make sure you've got good Wi-Fi. ARod, you may be at a Packer game with anybody you wish. Roger Clemens, you may be at Walgreens buying any sort of needles you want. No problem. Curt Schilling, get your statement ready of how happy you are to no longer be on the ballot because you failed 10 years in a row. Omar Vizquel, go get help. The only player who's going to make it in is David Ortiz. I'm going to make that a wait to see, Coca, because they can't have nobody. I told you I think the ballot should be nobody this year. I don't think Ortiz is a first ballot Hall of Famer. The commissioner has been very clear over the years that David Ortiz, while he failed a 2003 drug test, that was never supposed to be leaked, and it was. And it's possible that drug test gave us a false positive the way rapid tests can for COVID. But the Hall of Fame cannot afford to have nobody in. There needs to be some sort of positivity in baseball, and it will create some good conversation having Papa in there, Big Papi. A lot of people are writing articles about Barry Bonds, B squared, how he should be in the Hall of Fame. This is his 10th and final shot. You're done, Barry. Your best chance is with the Veterans Committee, which is not going to happen. Some very interesting articles. My view on Barry Bonds is that he was a Hall of Famer before he started taking steroids. Don't know why he would take steroids. Don't know why he wouldn't admit to taking steroids. I mean, I do know why, because he told me. I had to keep up with the Joneses. Well, the writers are going to keep you out of the Hall of Fame. The best argument I read about why Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame is the same reason why I think Pete Rose should be in, if you believe in this, and Shoeless Joe Jackson, is that if you are going to have a Hall of Fame that is the history of the sport, then you have to discuss the entire history of the sport. Well, here's a little nugget for all of you who believe in that. While it's called the Hall of Fame Museum, it's not a museum. It's not like the Academy of Motion Picture and Science Museum, which completely ignored the studio heads and got rid of all mention of any Jewish people, which is now going to be fixed because of the outcry. It's not that. The Hall of Fame is very clearly for those players who meet the standards that are set out by the rules of nomination into the Hall of Fame. And until they change what writers have the ability to ponder and consider, and until they change what they want up in Cooperstown, people like Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, absolute, no doubt steroid people who otherwise may be Hall of Famers are not going to be there. So Big Papi, get ready. Get the remote ready, because we're doing an official wait to see. It's when we tell you something's going to happen. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we'll revisit it. Coca keeps track in a document. David Ortiz will be the only person into the Hall of Fame in 2022, as voted by the writers.